Hey guys, how you doing? Jeff here today. Well, I'm doing a video about the Second Amendment and why I've seen Marine Corps primary military instructors, well, marksman instructors, sorry, pardon me. I've been out a little while. But I've seen PMIs going, oh, the well-regulated militia, if you're not doing this, blah, 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 you don't need an AR-15, blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, devil dogs. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and I can tell some of you assholes slept through U.S. history because you have no idea what the part of a well-regulated militia is actually based off of. It shows. We were taught this in boot camp. But allow me to just let's just break this back down and just show you how fucking wrong you are. And we're going to talk about the Nashville shooting and we need an assault weapons ban, and that will save everybody. And I will give you receipts of no, the fuck they were. Oh, and one other receipt I'm going to give y'all. This whole, oh, you couldn't own a cannon. Bullshit. When the Second Amendment was written, we had privateers with their own fully operational warships who could shell a city, and it was legal. So, without further ado, let's get to this. Alright, guys. What you can see here, Minutemen, aka the Militia. Unfortunately, one thing lacked was central leadership. You see, when the Minutemen fought at the battles of Lexington and Concord, it wasn't the state government that the British had control of that regulated these guys, and it sure shit wasn't the British who was coming to disarm them. They regulated themselves. I hate to burst this bubble that PMI keeps saying, oh, the state bubble. No. And in fact, militiamen were not armed by the states. They were armed by themselves. They brought their own weapons to the fight. So how the hell can you form militia if you ain't armed? This whole idea of, oh, the National Guard of the states provide... No, they fucking don't. Now, I hate to use this as an aside, and I hate to use a Hollywood reference, but I must. Because this is one of the few historical things the movie by Mel Gibson, The Patriot, actually got right. The forming of militia. Now, this was in South Carolina. You know, you saw sequences and all that. Come up, sign your name, be part of the militia. And there's another part where Mel Gibson goes, this isn't regular army. You can come and go as you please. But while you're here, you follow my orders, which was a great thing. Now, I want you to pay close attention to what I'm saying about the black guy who was a slave who was given over to the militia. Okay? He didn't have a weapon. In fact, he didn't get a weapon until later because there's a scene where the French colonel hands him a rifle after they did their first raid and killed a bunch of redcoats and stripped them for arms and weaponry. State did not give that black man a rifle. The militia gave him a rifle after a firefight. You brought what you had to the fight in a militia. Militias were not armed by the state. They weren't armed by the British for damn sure. They armed themselves. They fed themselves. They provisioned themselves. I don't know how to make this any fucking clearer to some of you dumbass PMIs who keep saying, oh, the state, blah, blah, blah. No. You're ignoring U.S. history. And in fact, let's go back to the Battle of Lexington and Concord. The Battle of Lexington and Concord. Guess who was coming to disarm the colonials? The lawful British government of the time. And the state stood right on by and let them. The militia themselves, unregulated by the crown or the state government, fought back. So this whole idea of the well-regulated militia being regulated by the state or the federal government, wrong. So fucking wrong it hurts. Now, second thing we're going to talk about today, this whole thing about, oh, you can't own cannons. Oh, bullshit. Welcome to the militia of the sea. American privateers. They were in use from 1776 all the way past the War of 1812. Now, in general, privateers refers to a privately owned ship or sailor commissioned by the government to raid enemy merchant shippings. These guys are not standard military. They get what's called a letter of marque, and then they go out attacking anybody the United States considers an enemy on their own recognizance. Yeah. Only keep money, blah, 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 blah. Prize goods from seas warship out. Economically aloof, prize served as a vehicle war. Pirates do not. Blah, 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 blah. So, yes, these are privately owned warships commissioned by the fucking American government to do their bidding. Privately owned warships. I want you all to stick in. In fact, I will give you an example of what, because these were sloops, frigates here. This is what it would be the equivalent of today. Here, it'd be the equivalent of owning one of these ships today. That's what people were allowed to do when the Second Amendment was written, and it was 100% legal. This nonsense that we couldn't have the same weapons of war the government had is bullshit. We could from the start. We still can. Hell, Brandon Herrera, famous gun YouTuber, and I hope he sees this video, dude, I love your shit, was literally shooting a cannon he fucking owned. And it was 100% legal. In fact, there's almost no regulation on cannons. So you want to go back to the Second Amendment days of, it only meant muskets? I want my own privately armed warship. Or you can shut the fuck up about things you apparently don't know anything about. This is the PMIs. This is the leftoids. All you motherfuckers. Now, we've done that. Everybody says, if we had an assault weapons ban, we'd say it's like Columbine school shooting. April 20th, 1999. Dead smack center of the last assault weapons ban that you said would save everybody. This school shooting happened. And guess what? Weapons used. Tech 99, high point carbine. Pump action shotgun. Double barreled sawed off shotgun. 99 explosives and 4 knives. You see, right here, there are zero quote-unquote assault rifles that were used in this school shooting in the middle of a ban. What did it fucking stop? Nothing. Now the Nashville thing's like, if we just got rid of these, we just banned all assault rifles, all those kids in Nashville would still be alive. Wrong. This is a 9mm Taurus G3. Standard 9mm pistol. There's a bunch. The shooter in Nashville had 9mm Smith & Wesson. And you're saying, and the person shot 152 times. You couldn't tell me that they couldn't carry 152 rounds of 9mm. I mean, the EZ that the person used, this has magazines for 15 and 17 round capacity, plus one in the barrel. You're telling me I couldn't shoot 152 times if I just got a bunch of extra magazines, 6-7 extra mags? I could easily shoot this gun 152 times in the time it came the cops to come stop it. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm just saying a shooter could. And that person had a backup handgun. And this person was also 28 fucking years old. So this whole, if we just raised it wouldn't have stopped it. And in fact, I'm going to give y'all one more goddamn receipt that will prove once and for fucking all that assault weapons ban, your quote unquote, common sense gun control wouldn't stop shit. And in fact, it already failed. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Virginia Tech school shooting. Happened April 16th, 2007. 32 people wounded, 17 others with 2 semi-automatic pistols. And then the shooter turned the gun on himself. What were those guns that were used? A 22 caliber Walther P22 semi-automatic handgun. Just for reference, this is a 22 caliber ammo. It's 22 long rifle. It's a pissant little round. For example, here's 9mm. Just to put them in perspective. These are the 2 rounds that the gunman used at Virginia Tech. 22 long rifle and 9mm. Just so you all have reference. And a 9mm could easily use in the guns. In fact, the Glock 19 he used, that gun right there, most common handgun in America. With those 2 guns and the Walther P22, he killed 33 people. The worst school shooting in U.S. history wasn't done with the quote-unquote scary assault rifles, which is a shitty misnomer to begin with. It was done with 2 of the most common handguns in the United States of America. Your assault weapons ban wouldn't prevented shit. There's the receipts, ladies and gentlemen. Your precious common sense gun control and assault weapons ban would not have prevented the Nashville shooting. It wouldn't have prevented the Virginia Tech shooting, and it failed to stop the Columbine school shooting. And this whole idea of, it's just a well-regulated, I already gave you the receipts on that. That is debunked. That's DOA. You can't form a militia if the people aren't armed because we bring our own guns to the fight. So to all my fellow Devil Dog PMIs giving this ballet of bullshit, just stop, brothers. Fucking stop. Fucking miss me on that bullshit. I can tell, as I said before, you motherfuckers slept through fucking the history classes in boot camp and U.S. history. Because my God. Let's let's go back to the text of the Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia, as I proved to you with the Minutemen. The British Crown sure shit didn't regulate them. The state didn't regulate them. I'm back in a minute. Sorry about the phone call. And they weren't regulated by anybody but themselves. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Because to form the militia, to form this, right here, you have to be armed. The state doesn't give it to you. The federal government doesn't give it to you. You bring what you got to the fight. I've already said this a bunch of times. Now, I've done saying all that. Yes, I am pro Second Amendment. Again, here's my 9mm. Notice, I have my finger straightened off the trigger. I actually have the slide lock. There's no magazine. Sorry, no magazine there. Ladies and gentlemen, to all you leftoids, I'm going to post this on Twitter. You are fucking wrong. I understand you want to do something. I understand you feel terrible and you think, oh, if we just get rid of all the guns, we'll all be safe. Wrong. So I'm going to leave you one other thing, just as a horror story. Just be glad some of these motherfuckers don't know what chlorine gas is and how easy it fucking is to make it. In fact, we are taught about chlorine gas in nuclear chemical biological training in right here. It's made from two commonly fell, and I mean common as shit, household products. In fact, if you ever look at these two household products, if you find them, it will tell you, don't mix it with the other one because it creates chlorine gas. You know what chlorine gas does to a human body? It causes your lungs to bleed in the inside, and you die of what's called the dry land drowning. You drown on your own blood. You think getting rid of guns is going to stop mass casualty offense? Let me give you one more thing before we go. One more thing. Oklahoma City bombing, April 15th, 1995. The deadliest attack until 2001. Till 9/11. 168 people dead, 680 wounded. What did the guy use? Fertilizer or some detonators? Choke on that for a minute before you tell me an assault weapons ban is going to solve this stuff. No. Comprehensive medical screening and getting people the medical help they need, the only thing going to stop this. And getting rid of the underlying issues that is causing the ills of society. Guns are merely the tool, but there are plenty of other tools out there. This ain't going to stop, ladies and gentlemen. Banning guns won't solve shit. Well, I'm Jeff. That's it for today. I hope, you all take some time to absorb the information I just gave you. And to my fellow PMI instructors, one more time. You don't know what you're talking about. Just because you taught Marines how to shoot a gun does not make you an expert on a militia. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, shut up. I'm Jeff. Catch you on the flip side.